Hello, everybody. I think I'm actually starting like a minute early. I just wanted to make sure everything was looking good because I did change some settings over, and I wasn't sure how it would all work. So I will wait until the stream gets over to YouTube because there is a bit of a delay. Just so I can get started. Today, I'm not going to make you guess what I'm working on. Today, I'm going to try to do a raccoon with watercolor in my hot press watercolor journal. I do have a reference photo over here, and as I previously said, I'm not sure the rules and regs of sharing reference photos, so I'm not gonna show it to you, but it's just a wildlife photo. I'm thinking I'm gonna do him this way, because with the raccoon, like doing nice, I've been inspired by a lot of different watercolor artists. I've been looking, just because I've been working on them, looking at other people's watercolors, and I'm thinking I'm gonna do like, I don't know, something really neat with it. Maybe do some like flowy, fun stuff. So let me get my water uncovered here. But I have to keep covered so my kitty doesn't drink it. And again, I'm going to start with my turquoise that I love and a stencil, just because I like the random texture that it gives. I'm going to use this one. This is from Artist Seller. It's part of the Coral series. I'm not sure exactly which one this is. Because I just have the full series. And I am just going to lay some color down. His head is going to be over here. So I just want to lay some color down, get some texture onto my page, just because I like the randomness of it. And as you can see, it looks like my stencil is dirty, but that's all right. I like the surprises that come through with it. And it's probably the Delusion Spray ink or the Adirondack color wash sprays. See, look at that. Isn't that fun? Now I'm just going to go right like this and press that down like a stamp. I didn't want it so bold here. So let me keep my reference photo up. I'm just going to roll this color out. And all that does is get rid of like the main puddles of it. It's still damp underneath there. And on this one, I kind of wish that I would have started doing sketches because raccoons, they're hard. I think I tried to do one maybe last year and he did not work out right. So that being said, be careful. I'm going to do like randomness colors with him. So, and he's kind of going to be, he's looking at us. Oh, maybe I should have put this up a little bit higher. And I have just set up a Twitch account. I'm not sure how well it's working. I just did one piece yesterday. I still don't have quite the hang of their boards and stuff like that, the creator boards. So, I don't know. We will see. Hello, whoever's watching. Oh, I just realized my color went, for some reason, as soon as I start the video, it changes on me. So let's see. Hold on a second. That's a little bit better. It's actually a little bit darker on my page, but I'm not sure. We'll see if that works. Okay. And I'm just doing randomness colors. I'm not going to do like a real realistic one. I really like doing the watercolor wash stuff. It's fun. kind of using my purple right now as my black, my darkest color. Oops, that's a little bit too dark. Maybe I should have put him a little bit higher up, but I really wanted his ears in here, so. So maybe you can tell what he is with his ears in there. You know what? I want a little bit more texture in there. Let me roll this out. And I see that someone is watching. If anybody else comes in, if you could tell me how it looks from your end. Because I found when I've watched the video later, it actually looks better than what I see in the preview. So give me a heads up on that. I want to do a little bit of green. Just because, you know, again, I'm just kind of like smushing it over my stencil. Just because I like the shapes. And I think I'm going to use this for my artist seller blog for tomorrow. And I'll also put in pictures of the animals I've done over the past week or so. Just because most everything I use is from artist seller. The stencils I'm using, the watercolors that I'm using. So I think that's a good share, don't you? And there's also a handful of other awesome artists over there. So you can go check out the blog and see some of their stuff. There. Just a little bit more texture on there. I'm going to bring in some more of that green. I think in the palette, the green is my second favorite. This one right here. First turquoise, of course. Just going to throw in some wash of that up here. Are you kind of seeing his shape coming alive a little bit? Just going to do bunches of layers of colors just until I see him real good. And then maybe I'll throw in some details. With my black and my white. I'm keeping this really liquid so I can layer the color and get the highlights and shadows that I want instead of laying down dark color and then having to rub it away. I'm trying to work on more layers with the watercolors. Oops. Keep on forgetting to leave some space in for the white around his nose. Actually, you know what? I'll add the detail of his eyes in after. I was trying to leave the space for his eyes and it was confusing me. He's actually kind of got the look of a fox a little bit, doesn't he? Actually, let me dry this out and add something else. Another color. I'm going to use this purple for my darkest color. I wonder where everybody's at today. Usually I have a handful of people in here by now. I love it when I get a group of people in there that chat with each other and I can read their stuff and kind of feed off their energy. It's so fun. And it tends to pep me up a little bit too. I'm not as just rambly. I'm going to kind of do his eyes in here. I'm concentrating hard on trying to make the eyes smaller because the raccoons do have smaller eyes. If I go too big, you kind of lose that feel of the mask around the eyes a little bit. Hi, Anne-Marie. How are you? I actually let everybody know I am doing a raccoon today. How does the video look from your end? I think I might have the eyes right. I think. All right, let's get some more fun going on in here. My poor dog. He's in the other room trying to get comfortable because the cat stole his favorite spot. And he won't mess with the cat. All right, let's see. Actually, I think this needs to come out a little bit more. Oh, it's rainy and icky there today. Anne Marie is in Illinois, if I'm not mistaken, I think. I saw a bunch of posts on Facebook from my family up in Wisconsin, and they have snow today. And today it's a beautiful, perfect kind of Arizona day. It's like the stereotypical perfection of weather outside right now. The birds are singing. I could sit outside on my patio if I wanted to. I wanted to do some of the live streams and stuff from outside on my patio, um, but I realized the other day I do not have a 3-prong extension cord to plug my computer into. So that kind of went by the wayside. Oh, his ear is going to go off the page. Kind of pulling in. I didn't mean to. I actually grabbed the wrong color. I grabbed some of that pink that was in there just because it kind of goes with the spray that was on the stencil. I think I'm getting him. I think. I just completely adore purple and turquoise together. It's one of my favorite color combinations. After that, this is a weird combination. One of my other favorite combos is lime green and like a tangerine orange. I love those two together too. All right. I am liking him. He's turned into a handsome feller, isn't he? I'm going to go in with the eye. See, and still, this right eye is more the shape I want. I think I lost a lot of my turquoise in there, so I'm going to go back and add some in. Let's see. Holy moly, there's some dogs barking outside. I should have left myself some room to get one of his paws in there. All right, now I'm going to do something about the area that would be white. I really want that to pop. So I'm going to go in with this orangey yellow. Actually, I better throw some heat on that and dry it out. I just need something to make it pop and stand out bright compared to everything else, is what I'm thinking. Or I could completely screw it up. I just want that contrast. Maybe I should have picked a different color. I'm not sure I'm liking this yellow, but even if I'm going to fix it, I'll have a hint of that yellow every place else. So I want to make sure that I did the same everywhere so it doesn't look lopsided if any of it sticks behind, you know? Need something down here to separate his chin from his body. He's kind of looking like a bear, though, I think. All right, let's pick some of this up. Let me see here. I'm kind of soften this line a little bit, maybe. So maybe this will work. What other color would be good? Maybe I do need a little bit of black in there. Just a touch. I could use... Actually, let me dry this. I think I'm going to grab my general scribe ball. Because then I can really pinpoint exactly. And in this case, I want the scribe ball because if I use the cheese and biscuits, I just had it. If I use the Stabilo, that is such a harsh black. I just had it. Oh, there it is. The scribe ball is not as bold black. So I can really, if I want it darker, I can layer it up more. But it ends up still like a dark black, but not as dark as the scribe ball. So I'm just going over every place that will be dark. And I'm not using a lot of pressure. I'm just kind of doing some sketchy sketch stuff, kind of doing a loose scribble. Let's see. And I'm just pulling most of the water off my brush with my hand. I'm just going to smoosh this around, and all it's going to do, I don't know if you've seen, I've used the Scribble, I think in the past couple days, how boldly black that is. The Generals ends up being more, I don't know how to explain it, it's not as bold, but you still have that dark color on it. Trying to be careful not to scrub it too much. So I don't want my paper to pill. Even though this Jane paper doesn't pill very much. I mean, it's actually pretty hard to make pill. I'm also realizing that I think part of the issue with him looking more like a bear is I made his nose really long. I don't know if I can fix that. Because the Generals is water soluble, I can keep on going over it and reactivating it, and it will reactivate some of the watercolors too, but that's all right. I kind of like it. I may actually go back in with some black watercolor, I think, just to add some really dark spots. Because it's wet, it is going to do some moving of its own, but I kind of like it. Let's see. There it goes. And that's my problem, is see this side? I kind of pushed it in a little bit too far. See if I can move this out. Kind of lift some of that color up and move it over. Because he does have a cute little round nose. There, that's a little bit better. Move this out a little bit. There we go. That's a little bit better, I think. I think. Another part that sucks is I have one reference photo, And in doing this, I've kind of changed the perspective. So it's not exactly the same as my reference photo. So I'm kind of making stuff up a little bit here too. So it's kind of fun to kind of figure things out on my own. And here I'm pulling straight from the palette and I'm not watering it down at all. I really want the shadow around his nose to be dark. But because these areas are still wet, they will bleed out a little bit. Hi Sherry, how are you today? Oh, I should be talking a little bit. Sorry, I got into what I was doing here. And I know I'm more entertaining when I have somebody here with me. Makes it easier to be silly when I have somebody who giggles live, you know? I had an interesting experience today. I talked for like an hour this AM with someone I haven't spoken to in 10 plus years. We used to live next door to each other when I was in 5th and 6th grade. It was totally wicked cool. I actually had to say goodbye on the phone because my dog was wanting to go to the park and was starting to whine, so I had to cut the phone call short, but it was still pretty cool. Ooh, I'm liking that black. All right, I need a drink of water. Water. I like how he's turning out. This is better than I thought, you know? Oh, lost my reference photo. I have my reference photo on my phone, so every once in a while it times out on me. Oh, come on. There we go. I want some more dark right here. Oops. To really make the white stand out. And actually, this should come down a little bit further, shouldn't it? Because it actually comes down like that. Well, hey there, ho there. Kind of looks like Batman or something. Thank you, Sherry. I think he's turning out quite nice myself. Has anybody ever used watch videos over on Twitch? Are you guys here? I've been playing around with that. I don't know how well it's working because I don't know anybody else on Twitch. I did it so it should, if I go live on Twitch, it should notify anybody who's watching one of my videos at that time that I'm live on Twitch. So a little bit purple here. Hi, Christine. How you doing? Let's see. I need more turquoise in here, I think. I need... Oh, actually, I need to bring out the fluffy out here so you can see that that's white. So, you know what? I'm going to go in with some turquoise. Oh, I'm going to sneeze in a second. I'm going to apologize in advance because it feels like a big one. Ooh, oh, I hate that. Don't tease me. Okay. All right. Told you it was going to be a big one. Oh. I'm thinking the background's going to be like a light turquoise. I wish I wouldn't have screwed up this and gotten his full ear on there. This is what happens when you don't sketch first. And as you guys know, I'm notorious for not sketching first. All right, so this comes way up. I need, and this comes way in. Pull in a little bit of black right there, just to shadow that in a little bit. Again, I'm working really wet on here right now. Don't know why I just rinsed that out. Kind of going to go like this and add just something to make it really pop out on this side. I'll get rid of some of that water. Because I think his body's going this way. The picture that I'm actually going by is more of a nose up type of picture, but I changed the the perspective a little bit on accident. And I don't know why I made his head tilted so far to the left, but let's see. I don't know. He's all right. He'll probably be one of those that grows on me the more I look at it. Oh, and just so you know, I'm thinking one of these days this week, I'm going to be uploading all the animal images that I don't hate onto some of my different websites for purchase. I am thinking I may also offer up prints for sale because I can print my own prints. So that's something to keep in mind. In case you would like to purchase, excuse me, or know somebody who would like them. Okay, that's enough of my sales spiel. Oh, wait, no. One more thing. If you want to help support me anyway, down below you'll see this little $ thing below the chat. And that's called a super chat, and you can donate money towards helping me keep these videos going. All right, now that's the end of the spiel. Okay, I hate doing that, by the way. All right, now I'm gonna roll over top. And again with this, I think the thing that's really gonna make it pop is adding the white in. I really, really, really do. But I think I do want to add some brown. Let's see, actually I'll just mix it right here. Just a little bit of brown. I'm just going to go like right up here and into his nose a little bit. All right, and a bit there for his body. I just realized I should have a little bit of black on that ear, huh? Just a little bit. Oh, I don't have enough water on my brush to get the feel I want right there. Let's get some more brown in there, I think. All right, let's roll it over one more time. And then I'm going to go in and work on his eyes. Oops. Did not mean that. Sorry about that, guys. You see my cat sleeping right there? Hold on. Let me make sure I'm good. All right. Well, I'm looking at this. This needs to come down a little bit more. I have, what the, oh, there's cat hair on my freaking paper towels. Dag nabbit. Let's see. All right. Well, kitty cat. Isn't this cool? You can only see the little bits of the actual stencil through, but what you can see, I think, is just awesome. All right there, feller. Let's see what we can do with you. I want a little bit more purple over here for his body. Oh, and let me dry this off. I think I want the stencil in there, another stencil. So I can use this one and use it in the direction of like his fur or whatever. And parts of that may still be a little bit wet, so it's going to bleed a bit, but that is okay. It'll give it just a touch of structure. So, all right. Oh, look at that. That looks kind of cool. I like that. All right, let me try this. My opinion, Christine asked that she just started to seriously watercolor and asked my opinion on brushes. For me, I love round brushes. They are my favorite, and most watercoloring I do is with a round brush. I can count like 8 of them right now. Um, like I have everything from this. I have some small ones. I I think the only thing I really watercolor with is a round brush. So I would just say round brush, a softer bristle. Right now, this is my favorite one. This is is it Royal and Langnickel? And it's a number 10 round. I don't spend a huge amount on brushes. I'm sure with better quality is better process and stuff, but I don't know better quality, so I don't know if this is a good one or not. I always buy mine on clearance or when they're on sale or if I have a coupon. So yeah, with watercolor, a number 10 brush. And then also, a nice little thing to have for watercoloring is watercolor markers are fabulous because they're a little bit easier to work with. You can use a water brush. Using a water brush with watercolors is fun. And I actually have a few. I usually use those more when I'm traveling. And they're kind of a round brush too. Do I have one here? Let's see. No, I have it in my travel kit right now. But those are really nice. I took a look at the ones that Jane Davenport is just selling now, the water brushes, and those look really nice. So, and right now and it's a 3-pack, and I believe if they're as good as they seem, um, with a coupon to Michael's and a 3-pack of those, I think I'm going to be getting them too. My favorite water brush is my Koi water brush, and it came with this watercolor kit. This is my all-time favorite watercolor kit. And I have multiple others, but this one is my favorite, and I did get it from Artist Seller. So what else can I tell you? Did me answering that bring up any other questions? This is when I really hate the delay on here because I wish I could look up right now and she was responding. And my little guy isn't as cute as my reference picture. But again, that can all change once I add the white in. All right, he looks like a raccoon. He doesn't look like the raccoon I was hoping to create, but he does look like a raccoon. And this is the same type of thing that happened to me last time when I tried to do a raccoon. I don't know why. Most things I can get really cute, but these fellas, I just don't get the cute in. I don't know why. I was planning on doing one of those fun drippy watercolor things, but that kind of went by the wayside. Sorry about that. All right, let me get my white, of which I have my Posca pen that I don't think is quite dead yet. It's getting close. And I have my gel pen, which is not dead. Let me throw some heat on this real quick. Ah, I hate it when I do that because now I just realized I wanted more black right there, up in here by his ear. Oh, the Jane Davenport pen? Um, I don't see why anybody would bad review it. It's exactly as so. Okay, so Christine said, hold on one second. Let me put this down before I forget what I was doing because I keep on forgetting I want black right there. Christine asked what I thought of the Jane Davenport pen, um, but she saw bad reviews on it. For me, it is just like she said it was. It's a fountain pen that with a replaceable cartridge. Actually, I could be using that right now too, um, with a replaceable cartridge, which is cool. And the ink that comes with it is similar to, I don't know if you've played with Elegant Writers. They're water soluble as well. They're really fun to make your dark mark with and then activate and use that color around. Let me see. I've used it. Let's see. I don't know where it is. I've used it a lot. Like in this feller right there, on my flamingo, all of this, see this shadow right here? I don't know if you can see that. All that shadow right there. This is from this black mark, and I just pulled the color around and used it. It's not waterproof. It wasn't meant to be waterproof. She knew that. It also comes with this empty cartridge that you can put into it where you can actually fill it with any ink you wish, which I think is a phenomenal thing. It's I love that pen. I really do. So I'm not sure if maybe the people who bought it and have bad reviews were expecting something else, um, or what. So that is just my take on it. It's, but it's just like anything. Some people like stuff, some people don't. And I know everybody is always out there looking for the best art journaling pen, waterproof, and a, the thing I heard about some of the bad reviews is people were putting, I think, there's some sort of ink that you can't use with it. I can't remember. They were putting the wrong kind of ink in. Um, and it was causing it to mess up the nib, which if you use something it's not supposed to use, that's going to happen. So, I mean, as long as you do the research and you want a water soluble pen like that, I think it's fabulous. But I am also a fan of my dip nib pen. So in this case, I was trying so hard that I actually made the eyes too small. I am looking at this, and that is my issue. I made the eyes too small. And his nose is too small too. So let's see if we can fix that. Have the fun with me is watching me fix my mistakes, I think. And I don't know if I like his mouth or not. Oops. I don't know if I made this better or made it worse. Let me see. A lot of times you'll see me pause because what I'm doing is I'm going over to my camera screen where I can see what my camera's recording, and it's like looking at it from a different perspective, you know? I don't know. No, they tell you to look at your piece from across the room. That's kind of what I'm doing when I pause it. Or not pause it, when you see me going over to my mouse. So look at this. We are going to try to make this eye bigger. And look at me. Are you proud of me? See what I'm doing? I'm doing the left eye first. I'm proud of me for doing the left eye first. The thing that's neat is well, actually, most of this black that you see there is from my general scribble. So I can really move that color around. So if I would have been thinking, I would have moved the eyes down a little bit. Let's see, a little bit closer together. To kind of move this around so I can see it here. And again, don't expect all this finagling I'm doing with color, pushing stuff around like this, don't expect to do that with all watercolor paper. Um, some of the cold press papers you really can't do that with because it's so textured. The color gets down into the textures. So it's easier to really do this finagling with a hot press paper. And that is where I like the Jane Journal because the paper is really good, I can really, really work it. You know, I'm getting a little bit of pilling, but that is to be expected. It's paper, you know. Let's see. Let's see. Well, I think I got the eyes about right. I need to really bring the puppy dog factor up by rounding that out a little bit more. There we go. All right. Actually, let's get rid of that weird dot in the middle. It looks like a zombie raccoon right now. I want to eat your garbage. All right, that was dumb. That's all right. That's what it's all about. And Christine, thank you for asking questions because I'll always share my take on things. And if there's ever anything you want me to try, I can usually find a way to get it and try it out for you. I'm more than happy to do so. See, and now in doing that, I'm realizing that my raccoon, that is, it's like a little bit too big above the eye. So I'm just going to move it. I really should ask Jane Davenport to watch my videos. I love her. Her product, well, the products I've tried are great. I have not tried the paints because they're in the process of fixing the packaging. And that's sad when something like that happens. I guess the paints are busting open. I'm not sure if the packaging is complete yet. And I have not tried the pencils. I don't know if there's anything that'll beat my Prismacolors, which I full on love. And the fact that most of my Prismacolors were gifted to me or I got them at Goodwill. So let me take a look here. I think I'm getting it closer with my, yeah. I think I'm getting it. I think this part, this needs to come down a little bit more. This needs some color added in. Oops. See here. I'm thinking, you know what? Let's go for it. I'm thinking his chin does not need to be so big. So let's just cut that off. We'll still show his lip. Oh, maybe that was a mistake. Or maybe it's this right here. All right. Did I answer all your questions, Christine? Have any more? Let's, do you think we need some red? Let me see what this red looks like. No, not that one. No. No, we don't need red. I want something right here to pop it. Maybe some turquoise. Turquoise is always the right answer, you know? That is it. I think I finally found it. I finally found it. And like I said, this paper is a little bit pilled, and that's just for me scrubbing and moving paint around. I don't think I have his nose quite right yet. Something's going on there. Let's just add some water here and see what happens with it just moving on its own. Because I'm not loving this. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to let this dry out and see what happens. And really look at it to see how I need to change it. Let me bring up my reference photo again. Come on, you can come back for me. Did my phone turn off? No. See, I can't quite get his nose. Is it like a puppy dog nose? All right, let's go in and get some of this eye in here now. And because this is pilled, the color will like bleed in a little bit more than if it wasn't pilled paper. So keep that in mind if you do a scrubbing like I just did. So when you go in to add more color, it'll probably do that. All right. Now I'm going to grab some of this brown. This is the reason why I added brown in here. I didn't want the only thing brown to be his eyes. Just putting in dots of that yellow that I used when I blotted out. I think I need to look up another reference photo because his nose is just, I think it's the picture I grabbed. You know what? Let's see. That's why I changed the direction that his head was tilted, and didn't take into consideration because of that, you would no longer be able to see his nose or his mouth. And that is why this looks kind of kittywampus. So I changed the direction, but I didn't move his nose or mouth. All right, throw some heat on there. Once the paper starts to peel, I usually don't get to the point where it's peeling. This is just like the very, very top layer kind of pills a little bit. And what I'll do is I'll make sure it's completely dry, and then just with my hand I'll go over there and smooth it out. This paper really, like I said, it's really nice, so it doesn't pill that bad. My other favorite hot press is the Fluid 100 hot press watercolor paper. Um, I personally cannot afford to buy Arch's watercolor paper, so I do not have any of their hot press paper. And I think, I don't think I've even tried it, so I bet you it's fabulous, you know, but I have never personally used it. But that is, again, that is why I like hot press watercolor paper. You don't have, with cold press paper, you can kind of scrub stuff away, but it's a little bit harder because of the texture on the paper. You know, the higher surfaces scrub off more. You know, there's nothing you can do about it. So um, it will pill more easily because of those higher surfaces. All right. Don't I have a loose piece of paper towel somewhere? Oh, sorry, kitty cat. And I think, oops, cheese and biscuits, Shana. And I think if I go just a touch like this, actually I gotta let that dry all the way. All right, let's let that dry, and then I can put in the bottom of his mouth a little bit. Because like I said, I changed the whole angle of everything and didn't take it into consideration for the rest of the piece. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with some white. Let's see. Oh, look at you, feller. I'm just going to add this white right on top of the blue and the yellows and everything else. It's amazing what just a touch of white pen can do with something. How well can you guys see that white, I wonder? Yeah, Arches is really nice paper, but for as much as I paint, Christine, I can't afford it. Um, Fluid 100 is a newer brand of watercolor paper, and they have really nice hot press watercolor paper. So I mean, and it's all cotton. I mean, it's really good paper, but they're a newer company, and their prices are very good because of that. You know, they're not really known yet. So I would really suggest that. When I made my own journals, I don't know if you saw some of them, some of the videos where I was working in my own journal. That was made from Arches, or not Arches, sorry, from Fluid 100 paper, um, and it is really nice. Oh, I take that back. I have used Arches. I took a class, and that was the class I think I've said before where the lady said I was doing everything wrong. And I said, well, I like it that way. She didn't care very much. But anyway, she was trying to convince me I had to get all really expensive um, art supplies. And at the time, I was still feeling things out. And I said, I am not going to spend a huge amount of money when I'm not sure if I love this, you know? Look at what a difference white makes. Isn't that amazing? I want to try to get some, I'm thinking I'm going to get some gouache, just for doing with watercolors. Aw, hey feller, you're looking mighty handsome. Well, let's go in here with a pencil to add in his pupil. See, I did not think he was going to be this cute. I really didn't. I am pretty dang surprised. I think this is going to be worthy of a signature. And there's his mouth. All right, I'm going to go in just with a little bit of white, just to give him a little bit of fur on that chin. And then with the pencil, just some spots around those whiskers that are coming out. I think we need another whisker right there. Oops. Right there. Oh my goodness, he is turning out totes adorbs. I do need to fix his nose a little bit right here. Not loving this side so much. But I can kind of blur that out a little bit. Let me take a look. Oh yeah, he's way, way, way cuter than I thought he was going to be already. Let's go in with some of this purple. Actually, I want some bold purple. Just like underneath. Ugh. And I'm actually thinking, I'm liking that accidental line I did right there. I'm thinking I need to add it in on the other side because it looks good. It is kind of confusing though, because you can't tell where his body is. So I'm thinking his body is going to be right like here, even though I wasn't planning on it. Or actually, because I need to kind of not make him a floating head, which is what he is right now. So I'm going to go in with this green. I think I'm just going to do like green all around him. And then maybe I'll go over it again in some spots and give him, actually I got a stencil. I'll take a stencil and just add like some sort of texture into it, you know, just to kind of separate it out from my actual fella right here. Yep, white gel pen. Normally I would be using my Posca, but I've pretty much kind of killed it, so I'm in need of a new Posca pen. Yeah, white can make a huge difference in a piece. And the hard part is seeing what it'll look like with the white, you know? Trying to figure that out. Am I done? Do I need to add more color? How's my depth look? Let's see. Take a look here. Actually, I think maybe this needs to come down. Actually, this needs to come, his body needs to come down a little bit more. I think I got it. By Job. Okay, let me throw some heat. Now I'm going to have some fun with some brown. And it's kind of mixed with a little bit of red right there too. So the little bit of red in it is also going to make some fun. And I'm just going to just create like blobby shadows of things. So like it'll look like he's in the woods and you have tree shadows and, you know, that type of thing. I mean, they may not be perfect ones because I'm not looking for an absolute shape behind him. I was gonna, I don't know if I like that. Well, I'm gonna make it even looser than I was planning on, just because That's what I want right now. Oh, and also Cindy, if I had some gouache paints, I would be, or sorry, it was Christine. Um, if I had gouache paints, I would have been using the gouache, I don't know which one it is, instead of the white gel pen, but I don't own any. So that is something that is on my list of wants for the future. But for the time being, since I have white gel pens, I can live. I can survive. I can survive without it. Dang it. You know what? Let's go in. Just add. Oops. There you go, feather. Just some like wispy fur around here. Just to give them a little bit of texture. Just a little bit of texture, you know, just around everywhere's. A little bit of hair out of his ears. I was thinking that that pencil was going to be good, but I do want darker. Is that black? All right, here's black. I'm just going to go in with my colored pencil, just because I do want that darker. A little bit around his eye, just to make it pop a little bit more. And then since I have my colored pencils out, I'll probably add a little bit more. Oh wow, I just realized how long I've been going at this. I might have to cut this off because we've been going for an hour and a half already. I just like the texture of the pencil over the watercolor. Basically, I'm just going over all the dark spots I already did. Just adding a little bit. It's actually a different texture over top. But it's chock full of fun. Oh, you don't have any white gel pens? Surprisingly. This is also from Artist Seller. I have a lot of stuff from Artist Seller. I have a bunch of other gel pens too that I never use. I only ever used to use the white, but they weren't that good. I got them at TJ Maxx. I never used them. That's another good place to check for art supplies is TJ Maxx and Marshalls and all the places like that. It's all about the white. I'm really enjoying working on this one. At first I was kind of, it was working out a lot better than I thought it would. I want to do just a little bit of something to pop the color in his eyes. All right. That's nice. Oh, no gouache. I see. Yeah, I don't have any gouache either. No, I think this fine little fellow might be done. What do you guys think? Except I need to darken this up so it matches the other side. Maybe a little bit of okay, that might work. All right, let me take a look at my other screen, see how it looks. I think he turned out pretty cute. He still has kind of a detached body. I think that's because I don't have, he's just got a head floating in space. I just need to add some shadows around here just to make him look connected to something. But for the life of me, I can't remember what color is a raccoon tummy. I think just adding a little bit of color in there might help to make him work it, baby, work it. I mean, that's a little bit better. I need my brown. I know I keep on saying I'm done, and then I pick up my color again. I'm sorry, you guys. uh, I just realized, can you see? You can't really see much of the actual stencil in there. You can see where I did it. Just adds pops of color randomly wherever. I like him. I like him a lot. And this is the type of thing I could just keep on playing with. But you know what? I'm going to have to stop at some point. Okay. I think he is done. I am going to sign my name right here in black. There you go. Oh, forgot the year. And I will see you guys tomorrow. I just realized how crooked my camera is. Look at that. All right, so that's straight. I will see you guys tomorrow. And I'll pick another animal. Not sure which one I'm going to do. But we'll see. Okay? I'll talk to you tomorrow. Big hugs, mushy stuff. And bye-bye.